Okay. Maybe let's start this off once again. Hello everybody and welcome to the second official Condemned stream. I hope everything's good now and everyone can see, everyone can hear me. We're going to be doing some animals today. I actually prepared some stuff to show you, and we are going to be searching for some references. We're going to be drawing something if we have time. Maybe we're going to even import our drawings to the animation software. Without further ado, let's start this off by searching for some references, and let's clear this thing out first. Well, I'm going to be using Pinterest to find the references that I need, and we're going to be importing those references straight to the Obsidian. I'm going to create a board with all the stuff that all the information that we'll gather about the subject that we're going to be researching, and we're going to use that information to draw some really good stuff for our game. And there are a couple of things that I want to draw today. One of which is the moose. The second one possibly is the mosquito, and if the time allows, I will be showcasing you some of the the animal that we already have in the game, which is the boar. I'm really sure that I'm going to be changing the boar, the looks of it. I'm going to be changing its behavior. I'm going to be changing the way it looks, just because it doesn't suit to the actual state of the game that we're having right now, and I want to upgrade it to the next level. I mean, it was the old design that I did just to test things out and just to see how the animals are going to look like in our game. So it's not really well thought of, and I think I can do it better. So we're going to change it, possibly in the next stream. We're going to see how much time it's going to take us to do all of the things that we need to do today. So this is my Pinterest. My Pinterest account. It does have some boards, and I will create another one by clicking this button. It's not a tutorial, of course. We are going to be doing all of this stuff pretty much every stream. But if you have some questions about the process that I use, or if you have, I don't know, any questions at all whatsoever, then please ask in the comment section. I can see everything in the real time, so we're going to have a conversation. While I will be streaming, I will try to actually explain the stuff that I do. I will try to showcase everything that I do for the things that I do. So it's general graphics for the Condemned, for our game, and the animation stuff too. I will probably focus more on those, because those are the most complicated stuff that we do on animations. But there will be a lot of concept art too, and like you can see, there will be a lot of researching too, because I do believe that the good research is where the good concept art starts. So let's start it off. So we're going to create our board. The board will be called, let's say, animals. Animals. Okay, and I'm going to keep this board secret. Oh no, actually not. If you want to search this board, you probably can. I won't be creating any private stuff on those streams. If you want to collaborate, then let's collaborate. So we're going to search some references about the animals that we actually want to create for our game. And let's start it off with the mosquito, because I do think it's going to be the easier out of all the things that we want to create. So let's search. This is searching my pins. I don't want to search my pins. I want to search. How do I get to the main page? Home feed. Okay, there it is. Excuse me if I'm a little bit sick, so Okay. Let's search for mosquito. And I want to create a mosquito specifically out of the, well, let's say the horror genre. Okay, that's okay, but I want to create a mosquito straight out of the American swamp. So let's maybe first check American swamp mosquito. The mosquitoes that live on the swamp in America. Why the America? Because, well, just because the swamp in America is like really cool, and I want to recreate that in our game. I don't think we need that much information to search the Wikipedia, but we can. Oh, the image is really bad, but oh, sorry. We can get the rough idea how it looks. But here it is. I think it's this one. Yeah, I do think it's the same one. So I'm going to be taking screenshots of it, and I'm going to be pasting those screenshots on our board that I have open. Have it open on the second screen. We are going to be taking all of the information there, so it's not going to be lost while we're creating everything. And this is our first screen. You cannot really see that, but I need to update my drivers because I cannot write on my tablet. Okay. It's got a little bit. Okay, now everything's working. I can write on my tablet and I can do everything. Okay. I had a little problem with the drivers to my drawing tablet, but it's okay now. Okay, so maybe let's find out some stuff about those mosquitoes. Why they look like this. This is a really cool mosquito, and probably I'm gonna be drawing something similar, but this is really cool too. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking those, definitely. I'm gonna be drawing this thing similarly, possibly, because I want those animals to be as simple as possible. I can't really afford to animate them. I just want them to be simple, you know. I just want them to catch some attention because they are going to be your enemies, but I don't really want them to be too big. And you know, if you create a too complicated character, then you will have to make it bigger, and I don't want this character to be big. I don't want this enemy to be big because well it's just a mosquito. We ain't gonna be creating the big ass fly from Don't Starve, the boss. No. We ain't doing that. We're just making a regular. This is really cool. It's like a mecha steampunk or dystopian mosquito thingy. I'm talking about this actually, not the stuff that I opened. This is really cool, but it doesn't really. Well, it's not really suited for the stuff that I want to do. Let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning. Well, I don't really think we can search too much information about the mosquitoes. Maybe it will be better if I just search some of this. The black salt marsh mosquito. So this is how it's called, right? And it's probably some information about the stuff that he'll do. I ain't gonna pretend that I understand this thing, but oh, this is actually really cool information. They do lay eggs, and they probably, that's how they reproduce themselves. I don't know if I'm spelling that properly. But if they are laying eggs, then maybe we could use that in our game. So I'm going to actually write that down, that they use eggs. So maybe for the next stream, I'm going to prepare something that you can see both screens, because now I'm like drawing, I'm making some stuff on the other screen on inside the Obsidian board. You can see that, so maybe it will be better off when you will be able to see both. But the only thing that I actually do is writing down that they use eggs, and they use eggs, and that they are called black salt marsh mosquito or something. And I have too big of a stroke with. I don't really think I can do anything about that though. Okay, so I will just make everything bigger. Mosquito. Okay. Okay. I'm not really sure. Oh, this one is cool. Like I said, those are supposed to be really simple, and something with the big eyes maybe will be. Maybe this one is actually a little bit bigger, because the only thing that I want to do is actually make them like, big eye. But let's write down some information, because what's really important for me is that they are going to be toxic in the game. No, I want them to be toxic, actually. I want them to be toxic. They are, after all, living on a toxic swamp, because this character, this enemy character, is going to be living on a swamp, so it actually needs to be toxic somehow. You know, attack with a poison of some kind. So I'm going to write down that it's toxic. So maybe let's change it up a little bit, because like now we are searching for straight up mosquito. Maybe let's try out and find some toxic animals. Let's add that to the mix, because yeah, the toxicity of an animal in the environment, in how is it called, how I spell, oh, this is actually pretty ugly. But in general, when something is poisonous, when something is toxic, it's really bright. It's unnaturally bright, right? So look at this frog, for example. It's unnaturally bright. You can really tell it's toxic when you see that, when you walk down the park or somewhere. You can say you gotta run from it because it will kill you or something. But in general, if it's toxic, then it's actually bright in colors and vibrant and unnatural. So let's write it down. It's gotta be bright and unnatural in color. Okay, brown and unnatural. Oh, this is actually really cool. It doesn't suit the game though, but it's really cool. We're going to in totally different directions. Okay, so maybe let's find out. Let's take a screenshot of this one. Is actually really cool. It's bright yellow. I like it actually. I'm going to take a screenshot, paste it in our board, and I'm gonna switch up and search for inspirations on how do we draw this thing, how do we make it look like our game. So what our game is based on visually is Darkest Dungeon and the Mike Magnola stuff. So I'm going to be searching for something similar in those areas, like let's maybe find, sorry, Mike, Mignola, I don't know, frog or something, maybe. Okay, so the frog looks like it. It's actually really cool. I love how he uses shadows and everything. It's really good. Yeah, but I want to represent what I will draw visually by just looking at it, you know? And we are going to use that to make our shadows, to make the character in general. It was actually a really good idea to use this frog. I mean, it's really simple and stuff, but it will give me the general direction of how he did things and how I'm gonna replicate that. So I'm gonna drink some. Some of my drink. Okay, I don't think there's gonna be anything of an importance to find here. Maybe let's search for a snake, not a snake, because I definitely gonna be in the need of a snake in our game. Yeah, the snakes, the alligators, those are going to be next things that we're going to do. The snake, definitely the snake, and definitely the alligator. How awesome it will be to have an alligator in my game. It's going to be super cool. There's a snake, but I don't think I'm going to be using this right now. Okay, maybe he actually drew the mosquito. Let's check that out. Mosquito. I don't know if I'm even spelling it right, but let's suppose I am. Okay, he didn't. Well, I cannot find it, or there is no information on the Pinterest that he did mosquitoes, but kind of a... Nah, I ain't gonna be doing this. Well, let's maybe search for some enemies from Darkest Dungeon. Maybe that will be Darkest Dungeon enemies, something enemies. It actually just came to me and I haven't used. Oh, there is a mosquito. I haven't used the board that I actually created on the Pinterest. It's okay, so maybe I should use it actually, because yeah. So let's use the animals board to store this thing. I actually should use that at the very beginning, but I just happen to forget. Actually, maybe we don't actually need those. Maybe it's more for like collaboration stuff, and I actually don't need it. And maybe I should just keep up with the obsidian board. I actually don't know, because like when I use it, I just actually paste it everywhere, like on Miro board or somewhere. It actually doesn't matter. I often just paste everything into the Photoshop when I draw, but I figured it won't be possible for me to do that right now, because you know I will need to scale everything down for you to see. So if I'm going to have additional images on my Photoshop board, then everything will be kind of a messy and too much cramped in this small area that we're going to be drawing on. Yeah, I love this art. This is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's awesome. It really is awesome. Okay, but they actually did the mosquito. I already pasted it into a game, so maybe let's try to draw something ourselves. And I'm gonna switch up so you can see what I did in the obsidian. So I'm gonna be turning this off, and this is the obsidian board, so you can see. And this is what I did. I just write down some things, and we're going to elaborate more on those right now. And I pasted all my screens inside this board so everyone can see. So let's write down some stuff about the mosquitoes that maybe we are going to use later when we are going to be actually making the animations and possibly even the behaviors of those so-called animals. Those aren't animals, right? Those are insects. Okay, but whatever. Okay, so let's because actually there is one thing when you try to concept art, or when you draw in a creature, or when you draw in a character in general, you need to think about its purpose inside your game or inside your story or whatever. So when you draw something and it will be used somewhere. So for example, we are going to be using this character, or we are going to be using this enemy in our game. It needs to serve a specific purpose in this game. So what I'm actually going to be doing right now is figuring out what's the purpose of this enemy, this character will be. And I'm going to write this down so we can figure this out together. But the main thing that this character we're going to be doing in our game is just being an enemy. So it's an enemy. And why I'm going to do that is you'll figure maybe later on that it's way easier to actually use or create the stuff to concept out something if you know what it's going to be doing in your game, in your story, or whatever you're doing. So it's going to be an enemy. It's going to be a toxic. I will just check if you see. Yeah, you probably see. If you don't, please let me know. Toxic enemy. So it's toxic, it's an enemy, and it lays eggs. So it lays eggs. Pardon my English, I'm not really sure if I'm spelling it wrong, but whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? Lays eggs. If it lays eggs, then it has some place where it lives, where it lays those eggs. Leaves. Okay. Whatever. Place where it lives. Then it lives in groups, or possibly even. I don't think that we're going to be making the swarms of the mosquitoes. It's going to be too, or maybe we should. Maybe okay. So it actually is a good idea to make a swarm of mosquitoes, because like when you think of a mosquito, it never actually is alone, is on itself. It's always with a group, right? It's going a swarm of mosquitoes. So we are going to be actually doing the swarms of mosquitoes. They are going to be big. I mean, the mosquito, the actual mosquito is going to be big, but the swarm itself may be 3 to 4, depending on the group. It'll probably be randomized or something. We're going to see. Okay, so it will live in swarms. So swarm of mosquitoes. Swarm of mosquitoes. This is actually crucial information, and the toxic thing is actually crucial information for us. So if we know already that it's going to be flying in swarm, it's gonna be laying eggs, so it will be actually found by a pond. So on the swamp there are some ponds, you know, the stuff like this grass, tall grass, everything, and there's a pond, right? I don't know if you can actually understand what it is, but if there is a pond, you probably will find a mosquito somewhere around this pond. So I suppose it's going to be a good idea to just spawn them in the game beside ponds or beside like trees or something, some stuff like this. It will actually make sense. Okay, so it's not much, but let's do something else. What this enemy is going to be dropping, like we know that it's going to lay eggs, so the actual eggs needs to drop something. And what we can get out of a mosquito, maybe mosquito like toxic something, how is it called? Venom, toxic venom, yeah, the venom of a mosquito. This probably will, I don't know, but because I need to think in the context of what I'm going to be doing with this shit, you know. If it drops, then you will have to be able to use it for something, and I'm thinking maybe alchemy, because we will be making alchemy into the game, so probably the mosquito venom will be used for some kind of an alchemy. But maybe the wings, because it actually ain't gonna be that many flying creatures in our game. So maybe okay, so let's write it down. So drop, let's do this the drop, some possible drop of this enemy. And if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. But the drop, then maybe the venom. The venom suits more for a really like venomous creature, like the snake. We are going to be having a snake, so probably. But actually, I don't know if we will be able to make snakes. But let's leave it at that. We will be thinking about that later. So the venom is a possibility. The wings are a possibility. The blood, possible too. Maybe someone's blood. He will be able to earn a blood sample from the mosquito. It's kind of fishy, but maybe. So what else? What else can drop from a mosquito? Maybe let's ask Google. What can drop from a mosquito? Like, in what games you have a mosquito? Parasites. Mosquitoes are known for transmitting the parasite that causes malaria. You can get a malaria from a mosquito, maybe. Okay, so let's write it down. You can get sick. You can get sick. A bite. Okay, you can get sick, and it actually makes sense. So we can get a parasite, you can get a virus, or some kind of a bacteria. I don't know what bacteria, but it makes sense for you to be able to get it. But let's actually check. So maybe what can be dropped from it? Mosquito sac. This is what you get in Don't Starve. If you kill a mosquito, you get a mosquito sac. And what actually is a mosquito sac? Okay, just drops. Just drops. Allows you to what? Wait, what? The blood storing sac of a mosquito. Okay, so it allows you to make some recipes in Don't Starve, like something to heal yourself, supposedly. Something to heal myself. Maybe the rare drop from this enemy will be a bacteria, the actual like bacteria sample or something. So let's write it down. Maybe bacteria sample. But the wings are the most precious thing that you can found, probably, because like it makes sense, you know, the mosquito, it flies, so the wings will be the most precious for him. But let's think about it a little bit more, because I don't know what we're going to be doing with those. I don't have an idea. Okay, so how is it called, the stuff that the mosquito is using to bite you? This is a mosquito, and this thingy that he uses to bite. How is it called? Okay, this is some kind of a mosquito. And this, how is it called? How is called? Straw-like mouthpart called proboscis. Damn. Okay, so it's called proboscis, if I'm spelling right, and pierces through the skin. So I have an idea. Maybe you can drop this, so it's spelled proboscis. What the hell? Okay, this is S. This is an S. Okay, so it drops this, and what you can make of this is, so maybe you will be able to, like the mosquito mask or something, and you will be able to draw blood from, like heal yourself or something. Drawing blood. Yeah, because you ain't gonna be having elephants in this game for now, at least. So maybe you will be able to make a dart thrower, like from this, something that you, or like actually something to draw blood. So maybe you'll be able to do a syringe or something from it. No, it doesn't actually make sense to make a syringe out of a mosquito proboscis. It actually, it's so funny to say proboscis. It's nuts. Okay, how mosquito bite? Okay, the website is called the Mosquito Magnet. Let's check it out. I will show you this right now. Oh, sorry. So the website is called the Mosquito Magnet, and it shows you how the mosquito bites. What the fuck is this? Okay. How does mosquito find you, the bite, all of the stuff about mosquito? It's actually a really good website from I can see. It does really do contain a lot of information about mosquitoes. It should be really useful. So it does have some stuff on its head that allows him to actually maneuver or something. That's really cool. It's really cool, but still. Those are actually the stealthy creatures. They bite and fly off. Okay, so let's leave it at that in terms of... I'm going to go back to our obsidian. So this is the possible drop, or at least this is what I thought of right now. It's going to possibly expand. But what you can do... Okay, actually, one more thing. I want to be able to make a mosquito mask. Just because. Why not? So, the mosquito mask. I don't know if I'm going to be making this or if it's going to drop like straight up from the body, or it's going to be some kind of a rare drop or like a trophy from this character. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to see. But I want to have it in my game. I want to have a mosquito mask, and I think it's going to be a good idea. Okay. So let's maybe think. It's going to be a stealthy creature, just like on the website. So it's going to probably like fly to you. Let's try to imagine how it's going to look like. So this is our character. This is Vuko. And Vuko is like running around with this sword. This is the Vuko sword. Okay, and there is a mosquito. This is a mosquito. So the mosquito, what it's going to do is going to, well, fly in a swan. That's one thing. So let's try to imagine how it's going to look like. There's a lot of mosquitoes here. But what are they going to do is try to attack Vuko one by one. Going to straight at him. And they'll go back to the swan. Or actually, they'll be flying like blah, 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 and one is going to come down to Vuko. He's going to try to bite him, and then he's going to go back, you know what I mean? Why I'm doing it like this is because it's going to be simpler to make, and it's going to be easier for the player to actually distinguish which one is going to attack. Because like when you have a swarm and when you have a lot of enemies, it's going to be really hard to like distinguish, especially if they are all looking the same, and I'm going to be having a real problem to create that illusion that which one is going to attack. Like, okay, one is going to come at you, but if like I want to be able, I want our players to be able to actually clearly see what they are fighting with. And if I'm going to like put all of those mosquitoes, all of this swarm straight at him, it's going to be, first of all, unpleasant. Not that... Oh, so one more thing. I'd like it to actually spit on you some of this toxic stuff. So it's going to shoot from this proboscis thingy the toxic stuff. So it actually shoots toxic stuff. It's actually shooting toxic stuff from this proboscis thing. So it's going to be the second attack. So it's going to like go and like shoot at you. It's going to be cool. Why not? It's going to be hated enemy. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that no one's going to like this character. No way. So, sorry. I hope that you couldn't hear it. This enemy will be a pain in the ass to actually fight with. And I can already see no one is going to be actually fucking like it. It's going to be terrible. But okay. You're gonna have enemies like this too. Okay, so what do we have? We still don't know what you can do, but probably I will settle with the wings and the venom, because it's like the easiest thing to actually use in the game, and they will be used to make potions. Yeah, but it kind of makes this character not really usable, you know? I'm really afraid that it just will be pointless to make. And it kind of may be, because like you cannot really, if I cannot think of something to actually use the stuff that drops from this character to make something, you know, then it's actually kind of pointless. And it really bothers me. Yeah, because I wanted to have a mosquito in the game just because I wanted to have a mosquito in the game. I never actually thought what you will be able to do with this mosquito. And this is one mistake from my side. So, well, let's leave it at that for now. And if we are at this thinking stage, I should call it. So maybe let's just divide this and let's try to find some references and try to think something else. Like maybe those alligators. What's this? The notification still searching. Yes, I'm still searching. Okay. I was talking about the stuff from Pinterest. Sorry, I just okay. There it is. You can see now. Okay. So maybe let's try to find something else, because if I'm gonna be making mosquito and this is a possibility that the mosquito won't be made because I cannot figure what can I do with this mosquito, then maybe I should be making something else, and alligators coming to mind. Like alligators, the swamp, the alligators, everything. It makes sense to have the alligator on the swamp. Okay, so let's write it down first that I'm going to be making an alligator. So the alligator. Okay. So what the alligator is going to be doing? Well, it's going to be an enemy, just like the mosquito is supposed to be. And it will actually drop the meat. So it's already a better idea than the mosquito, because I know what it's going to be dropping. Okay, so it's going to drop the meat. The alligator meat. Okay. The alligator skin, of course, is going to be dropping this. So the skin. And from the skin, I'm really like positive you will be able to make a, let's say, some clothes or some armor. Yeah, because in the bow that we already made for our game is you will be able to skin the bow, and from the skin of the bow you will be able to create some armor. Like the most basic armor you can make is from the bow. So yeah, this is must. So it's already better in terms of design for me to make the alligator, not to actually create the mosquito. Okay, so this is actually a really good idea, and I can already see, because look at this. This will be an excellent design to put in our game, and this is the prime example how to create a good design for the game like this. It's going to be huge inspiration for me. I'm going to paste it inside our obsidian board. It's gonna be awesome. And this is another prime example how to do it. Look, it's really good and it's really simple. And this actually looks how a simple design should look. It's perfect. I really, really like this. Okay, so we actually have the drop for our alligator. We know that it's going to be dropping some meat. We know that we're going to be able to skin it and create some stuff out of the skin. So you will probably be able to take some you will be probably able to take the skin and actually sell it to someone. So it's another use case for the skin, for the stuff that you can get from it. This is actually really good too. I'm really, yeah, the alligators, maybe because they are like better animals, or like more popular animals, that you can see this, all of those cool designs with it. It's probably because of that. Like, look at this, it's really awesome. This is kind of a Disney thing. Like, look, it's kind of similar to the Disney style of animation, like the Pixar stuff. And so let's take a screenshot of that. I definitely am going to use that somehow. Like, let's also take a screenshot of that. It's really good, and I really like the vibe of it. Okay, so we already have much more than we had for the mosquito. So let's think some more what it's going to be its purpose in the game. So how it's going to attack the player. I don't think that the alligators are really quick creatures, you know, but definitely it will be straight up inside the pond. So it will be like, you know, I'm going to be switched back to the obsidian so we can see what I'm doing. Okay, so look, I already made this much stuff, but okay, so let's draw some stuff. So it's the pond, and inside the pond you can see just its eyes. The eyes of our alligator needs to be huge, so it will be coming out of the pond, so it will be like a stealthy creature, you know. And what it will be doing, it will be like trying to actually, you know, capture you inside its mouth. It will be really cool. So it's like its mouth needs to be big, really big and nasty, and you will be seeing his teeth and all. But I don't think that I need this tail of his, you know, like on the screenshots, especially here. I don't know if you can see what I'm drawing. Maybe let's change the color of a stroke. Yeah, it's better. So like here, for example, it does not have a nice, like, it doesn't really need the tail, and I think that too. I won't be doing the tail, but I do believe that my alligator will be really similar to this one, or like this one. Yeah, maybe something like this too. It's really cool, and I really like how it's like, reminds me of a Tim Burton stuff and all. And this mouth, like, that is actually really squashed and like narrow. I really like this too, you know. But okay, let's come back to this stuff. So he will going to be a stealthy creature. So let's write it down. It's going to be a stealthy creature, and it's going to have a lot of enemies, I think. I don't know if the mosquito is going to like it. It ain't gonna be attacking the mosquito. It ain't gonna be attacking the mosquito. So let's do it like this. So yeah, so mosquito loves Ali, and let's leave it at that. So they ain't gonna be fighting each other, because it does not make sense for me, especially if they are both like the swamp creatures. Actually, spill it out on myself, sorry. I really can't use those cans. I'm really bad at drinking from the can, whatever. Yeah, so they ain't gonna be fighting with each other, the mosquito and the alligator. Or actually, if we're going to make a mosquito, then it ain't gonna be fighting the alligator, but it will definitely try to catch some birds. Yeah, just like on the screen here. My camera isn't, yeah, okay. So we could see that. Yeah, it's going to eat birds, definitely. Eating birds. Let's call it a behavior. Okay, so this is his behavior. So we ain't going to lose that. Stealthy creature, mosquito. That it ain't fighting with the mosquito, and it will be eating birds. It will actually love fish, so it ain't gonna be killing fish. So loves fish. It ain't gonna be fighting any fishes, but it will actually fight with the rest of the creatures everywhere. So it will be fighting every creature on the swamp that we're having in the game. So it will be predator. Will be a predator. So it's going to be eating everything. Okay, so you'll be able to make the armor out of the alligator skin. I'm like certain of it. It will be really cool. And you will be able to eat his meat. So you will probably be able to gather also his claws, or like thieves. Thieves are better. So Ali tooth for the drop too. So the alligator tooth. Yeah, that's really nice. And I don't think we actually need more drop. It's actually a plenty, because from the alligator tooth, you can do a lot of stuff from the alligator tooth, and like I'm thinking like traps. Sorry. So traps from the alligator tooth. It will be really cool to have them. And it's like a natural thing that the tooth will be really big. So you will be able to actually make really fine traps with it. And it actually is going to be cool because you probably will be killing like some rabbits or some stuff with it. And you know, like the alligator is probably going to be killing those too. You know, it's like in the oh, this one. I just found another cool design. Let me show you this. This is really cool. Sorry that I like hang on my word, but I want this by bot. Yeah, I definitely for the next stream I'm definitely need to like divide the screen somehow so you can see one side on the left and one side on the right, and like have the obsidian and the browser for this kind of a thing, because like it will be way better for you to see and understand what I'm doing and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna do that and try something with it. But okay, let's go back to the obsidian actually. Okay, so now we have everything and we can actually start designing, and I'm really eager to design something because like I was drunk for the weekend, I was out, I wasn't there at my apartment, and I wasn't at my parents' house, so I wasn't really able to like draw, and I'm really eager to go back to it, you know. Okay, so but maybe let's actually think about it some more, you know, because like I want to be absolutely sure that when we are going to be designing this character, this animal, it will actually reflect its purpose in the game, and its purpose in the game is to actually be an enemy, but it needs to be a predator, and those two are going to be attacking in groups. So it's a group creature. It's a group creature. So it's a group creature. It will be really nice. And they are going to be attacking you one by one. Actually, you won't be able to fight them all, but it's going to be really hard, and it's going to be the one of the hardest enemies on the swamp. So it will be let's actually make it a little bit bigger so it's easier for me to write. Okay, so it's gonna be the hardest enemy on the swamp. And the beach, actually. Because you probably be able to find them on the beach too. No. Actually, let's go back. Okay. So it will be the hardest enemy. Okay, so let's talk the design. I mean, let's talk the looks. Because, like, if it's going to be, like, in the pond, you know, just waiting for its prey, it's going to be a really stealthy creature. It's going to wait for you and it's going to, like, jump you. Okay, so this is really cool idea. It's going to jump you. It's gonna jump you. Stealthy creature. Okay, so it's going to be stealthy, attacking from you. Is going to be invisible, then attacking you like this really huge lip. But I don't think he'll going to be like coming back, because when it's actually out of the pond, it will come at you and it will be like, yeah, so okay, so his attack probably is going to be looking like this. He will be like opening his mouth, like mouths, I don't know how to spell that properly, but going to be opening his mouth and he's going to like attack you straight up. It probably ain't gonna have anything else, because like what else he can do? He'll just do this, then he'll back up a little to get some space between you, and he'll do it once more. Yeah, I don't think it's, for now it's okay. Maybe later we'll come up with something else. Maybe if I find some more references to check, it would be really cool to have them like wings or something. It would be ridiculous to have them wings, but it will look like a dragon, you know, or something. But let's leave it at that, okay? The turtles. I gotta have the turtles too. Yeah, I gotta write this down, because I really like those sessions where I just sit down and think about the stuff that I can add to the game, because I'm like really spacing out and I'm thinking about the general big picture, and I'm like, okay, I want this creature, I want that creature, and I want actually everything. It ends up really long list of things that I want to add to the game, but it's actually good, because then later on I will be able to just pick them up one by one and add things that I actually like and I actually want to the game that will serve some purpose, like the alligator, right? It's gonna be the strongest creature in the swamp. You will be able to fight it for some good stuff, you know. You will be able to take some quests for it, definitely, because the alligator skin will be really valuable, because it's hard to kill him and all. Yeah, so it's going to be a huge creature too. So it's gonna be a huge thing. Gonna be a huge thing too. It's gonna have big eyes. Huge and big eyes. Really important. Okay, so maybe let's try to draw it. But let's talk about the colors first too, because I wanted to say one thing and I just completely lost it. And his color is gonna be muddy, really muddy, because if he's like hiding inside the swamp, inside the the ponds, well, you won't be able to see him, so the color needs to be really muddy, really brownish, or something like this, like stealthy color. It ain't gonna be bright, because you don't want to be bright. So maybe a really desaturated dark green, or maybe something more, even more brownish. But along the lines of this, so brownish or green color. Brownish or green color. Okay. So maybe I should try to draw it already. So let's search for my Photoshop. And I'm going to open Photoshop and we're going to draw something, because like, yeah, I really want to draw already. Okay. Let's actually check one more thing, because like I never actually checked like if is everything is okay on the stream. So maybe let's check it out. Let's view my channel actually, and okay, the Photoshop is already up, but there isn't of course I still haven't. Let's open it up and I will just delete this. Okay. Okay. No problem. So let's create a new, oh, you can see, of course you can see. Let's can't see because something actually broke down, so I will restart the capture. Okay, you can see. And let's create a new file. Let's create a new file in 4K. I created my clipboard. No, I actually didn't want that. It created my clipboard. I don't want it. I want to create the new file, but I want the 4K. Okay, so this is the 4K one. And I'm gonna actually make it a little bit darker so it ain't pop your eyes out. Okay. Okay, so let's design some stuff. So based on, I am gonna open myself the Obsidian on the other screen, so I see this. And it's another case when you should be able to see what I'm seeing, like this. All of the references that we actually find, I am able to see them on the screen above, but you can't really do that, so I need to figure it out. If you have some ideas, please share them with me, then I will just make sure it's going to be visible on another stream. And one more thing, because I changed my audio, this is one thing that I already changed, and I actually changed the counter. One more thing that I noticed, I don't know what happened, but the music ain't actually playing. Maybe it's because that it's ended, because like we are already an hour up inside the stream, so maybe it's just finished. But let me know if the camera is okay, because like it's bigger than it was, and we decided to make it square or like rectangular, just to make it easier for us to create the shorts out of it, because like I'm thinking about creating shorts, and I'm thinking that we're going to make some videos out of those streams, some like evergreen stuff that we can create out of this. Going to be really cool, but I needed to change the camera. I really like the circular design of the camera that we had already, but okay, it's not that bad. Okay, so let's actually let's first of all let's save it. I need to save it. Sorry, I ain't gonna to be. I won't show it to you. But let's save it, and let's save it here inside this thing. Yeah. Okay, so alligator. Okay. So the file is now saved. I'm safe to actually make some stuff. Okay. So let's think about it. What the alligator can look like. I hope you see everything properly. Yeah, you do. Okay, so let's create some thumbnails, some little stuff. I want the mouth of the alligator to be really like huge. So maybe something like this. Like we already had on like the previous, you know, on the screens that we found. Yeah, so it's going to be like this. This stuff like that. I don't know how they're called, but those things, yeah. And the teeth definitely, yeah. We had one of those Tim Burton stuff, like images of the alligator, and it has like the teeth that are every side, and I want that in our game. It's going to look cool, like a lot of teeth, and each teeth is like everywhere. You know, not really like symmetrical, and they are just like completely out of line. Yes, and I like this really long nose, something like this. It looks really good. Yeah, so like this, and his head actually needs to be really small, because why would I do a like a huge head? We don't need that, but we do need a huge eye. Something like this is what I'm thinking, and I do really need to remember that it still will be looking a little bit squarish, you know, just like those Mike Mignola drawings does. Okay, so maybe I actually will move it here, so this stuff like this, and what I'm thinking is making this like something, you know, maybe like this. Like I don't want to make it too long. I really would like to make it like really compact, you know. Yeah, really compact alligator. So like this maybe, and I suppose his head should be like the biggest thing maybe, and like something like this maybe, and like a little, I ain't gonna be doing that, but yeah, like this, and a little tail. Yeah, because the tail doesn't really need to be big. Maybe like just give it a little more space here, and like his mouth is gonna be like this, you know. It looks like a worm or something, but it may actually do the job. Yeah, and his legs. Those legs really need to be simple, because in terms of the animation, we are really don't have a lot of options, you know. We just need to animate really simple stuff because of our animation software, and we actually use Godot to animate. We have some tweaks made for it to make animation a little bit easier, but it's still pretty rough. But I'm thinking like we will be able to pull that off. But his legs really do need to be simple, you know, something like this probably even. Yeah, but I do think it will look good. And it doesn't really need to have that much detail on the legs anyway, you know. So it's going to be like this, and you know, this really cool patterns on his nose, on his head, and maybe like some of this supposed to be like bigger, you know, just like they are on the screen. Yeah, so it's like really, really diversified. Yeah. Yeah, so this is actually one idea, and like here yeah, the bottom should be looking completely different, you know, and it should be divided here, and maybe like some of this aggressive patterns. Yeah, so this one is really cool, but let's try something else. Maybe let's try to create a shorter mouth, you know, and maybe a little bit more aggressive looking. I still like this huge. Yeah, okay, so maybe not. Maybe just completely resign from making the nose and like create this completely different design, like a small nose but really like pointy, maybe something like this, and a lot of teeth too, because this is a must have. I need to have it. So no, it's still like a big eye, or maybe like this, but like, you know, I need to move it out. And actually I will move everything, you know, a little bit down. I still need to look if you see it properly, because I don't want to just move those out of the way. Okay, so yeah, so coming back, it's like going to be really pointy, and okay, his head needs to look like this. Yeah, and it's going to be like this, maybe looking some kind of a fish like or something, you know. And like the bottom is going to be, oh, okay, that's perfect. A really pointy nose, a lot of teeth, and like, yeah, like a scowl. You know what I mean? I want it to be really, really, really sad, really not pleasant alligator. It kind of looks like a fish, but let's check this. I need to make it bigger. Okay, like this. Kind of look like a dinosaur, but it's okay. And here, those two, and yeah, make this. Yeah, really, it really does look like a fish to me. Yeah, and his legs should be like really pointy too, but maybe like this. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, because I want them to look a little bit more realistic. But I still don't want them to be complicated. So like this, for example, really simple, but with the muscle, you know, just to make it look a little bit different. And it already looks really good, sorry. Yeah, so it's definitely similar, but it has a different vibe. And I really like it too, you know? So maybe let's do something in between, because like this actually looks really stupid. Yeah, like it's a moron or something, you know? And this one is like way more like dangerous or something. But we are gonna be making it more Mike Magnola style. So let's actually check if Mike Magnola created some alligators. I don't remember if we actually searched for it, but let's try to find it. He did create a dragon or something, but no, we ain't gonna be making a dragon. Gonna be creating a proper alligator. Yeah, so let's think how we can make it look more like Mike Magnola stuff. So I actually will be using this one as our base, because like I really think it's better of those two. Yeah, I really think it's better. But let's modify it a little. Okay, let's modify it a little bit. I want more like pointy stuff, and I want this to actually be like the one here, because I like it much more. And I want this to be clear like this, and maybe like that. So let's clear this one up. And maybe, how can I make his eyes look really evil? Really, maybe like this. Already looks a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, but like making them triangular already make them, yeah, it makes them more aggressive. Yeah, so like this. Okay, and a lot of those teeth here. Okay, so what I actually have, I mean, yeah, because I haven't found any like real life references of an alligator, so maybe let's fix that mistake, because I need to know what they actually have on the back. Like, let's find it. What it actually is. Some kind of a texture on their skin. So this is the actual alligator. Oh, you can see crocodile. Oh, so there's a difference between a crocodile and an alligator. So in America, on the swamp, like we are creating in Mississippi, is an alligator. And you also have a crocodile. So the alligator, let's actually showcase too. Okay, so the alligator is actually wider on the mouth, while the crocodile is more pointier. And we should probably also create his legs a little bit similar. What the fuck is this? Like this? What the fuck is this? This is actually really fucking bad. Like this one looks like a Darth Maul. What the fuck is this? So fucking creepy. fucking terrible. Damn. Okay, but this is another information that we can use. Okay, so this... Oh, let's look at his eyes. Yeah, the eyes are really important and they're like primal. Maybe if I will go back to the Photoshop. It looks like a child of a pinky and the brain. Why? What looks like it? Like the alligator that I drew looks like a child of a pinky and the brain. It actually was a really good, how is it called, animation? Okay, it was actually a really good animation. I remember I was watching when I was a kid and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, it was like a first version of Phineas and Ferb. I don't know if you ever watched it, but it was really good. But I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Let's actually check this out, because like when it was releasing, the Phineas and Ferb, I don't know how is it called in English. Okay, so let's search that in Polish. So it was in 27, and the pinky and the brain. It was 1995. So it was like the first version of the Phineas and Ferb, and it was way cooler to watch. Maybe I should actually come back to it and like see what the fuck it was, because I do remember it was awesome. And I don't know about English version, but in Polish we had a really good catchy song. Big eyes and big body. If you actually look at this, like, he does have a big brain. So I don't know which body is big, but I would argue this one is bigger. Or like looks bigger because of his brain, because of his head, you know. But it's actually really cool. Yeah, I do have to come back to it and rewatch the whole thing. Oh, we have another one. Hello. Hello and welcome. Okay, so let's go back to it. What I'm showing. Okay, so let's go back to the Photoshop itself. Now you'll see the actual image. Okay, so what did we find out? We find out that the alligator's mouth is actually wider, and the crocodile mouth is more pointier. So we are actually making the crocodile. But I don't want the crocodile in my game. I want the alligator, because the alligators are based in this Mississippi swampy areas. Like there is a swamp in Louisiana, but I don't know if there's a swamp in Mississippi. But whatever. His eyes, like that, the thingy in his eyes, the pupils are like straight. So let's keep it that way, and let's figure out what this pointy stuff will be on his back, because I don't want to make a lot of them. I just want to make a couple to prove the point that he has some skin texture or something. And like, let's actually use some texturing on his skin so it like looks more aggressive and stuff, and like maybe add a little bit more of those little things on his nose. So it'll be like striped on his body. There will be like blue stripes, and let's figure out the legs too, because I don't want the legs to be too complicated. I just want them to be like really simple and easy to animate. That's the first thing. So maybe let's do them like this, and like this part will be like really small, so it's not really visible. So let's try it out here. Yeah, because like, I don't know if you can see, maybe I should just put the screen here. The legs are looking like really weird, like almost like an alien. Yeah, so here it is. So the legs here like really pointy fingers. It actually looks kind of human too. But we ain't gonna be making them look human. We're just gonna make this stuff like, like really, really simple legs to be able, oh shit, sorry. Like really simple legs to be able to animate it a little bit easier. And that's it. But one more thing that I need to get right is whether the back legs are bigger than the front legs, because I don't know. It does not look like they are bigger. They actually aren't. They're more like you know, like actually the back leg is more of like a leg, like in a human leg, because I do believe that the alligator is able to like stand up like straight. Let's see if that's actually the case, because like if it's the case, then maybe I should make the back leg a little bit bigger. But let's find out if they actually can stand on their legs. They actually can't do that, but they like can balance out. Like this is a toy. I found a toy that actually does the thing. But maybe in some cases they are like able to actually stand up and straighten up, because like they have a huge fucking body. And I don't believe, maybe those smaller ones, because like I am positive and like really sure there are some cases in which the little creatures, I don't know what they're called, like let's find out. They are lizards. Okay, so the lizards are able to actually stand up, and I've seen this for myself. So there are kinds of lizards that are actually able to do that. So if the alligator actually is a lizard, then I do believe he will be able to like stand up a little bit, you know. So it's possible. So maybe I should actually make his back leg a little bit bigger and the front leg a little bit smaller. And we are going to do that. We are definitely doing this. So let's do it like that. Or like maybe not even that, but let's create this like illusion that is actually bigger, because it will be way better. And there will be stripes on his legs too, and let's like this make this like a little bit smaller and like maybe a little bit different too. Maybe like this. Okay, that will actually be good. If I will make the body even larger, then it will be really cool, you know. Okay, and we're going to be making like a lot of teeth, and those eyes will be like really greenish. I think will be really popping out, you know. But the problem is that I was thinking about them in terms of like their eyes visible from the pond, you know. So like when they are in the pond, you will be able to visit, like you will be able to see only the eyes. But I'm not really sure how we're going to do that, because like in our game that you will be able to actually dive into the pond. You won't be able to swim, but you will be able to like actually get into the pond, and you will be covered, or like your feet of the character will be covered by the water. It's just because our game is actually in 3D, so we'll be able to do that with a shader and all of the good stuff. So it actually will be looking like something is under the water. But I'm not really sure how far or how big do I have to make those eyes to make them pop out of the water. So let's do them maybe separately, so I won't be having a problem to actually replacing them further down the line while animating, because we are going to be cutting out the every part of this creature. Oh, that was fast, sorry. We're going to be cutting out every part of this creature. I'm going to be animating every part separately. So that's why I will be able to actually cut those eyes out. And if we later on down the line, we're going to see that the eyes actually doesn't pop out of the water, or like something is wrong, or we will be able to easily replace this part alone without changing the entire animation. So it's going to be really cool. Okay, so I don't really think we have more to add to this. It's really simple. We're going to change only few things, like make it look more like something out of the Hellboy, or something like from the Darkest Dungeon. Because now it looks like really, really safe. Doesn't really, I don't really get the dangerous vibe from it. So I'm going to change this. Maybe let's find out some stuff from Darkest Dungeon, how they actually make those creatures look like really dangerous, because I think they really made a good job of like creating those dangerous creatures. Like you enter the game and you feel like, what the fuck, this is really dangerous. I would be scared if I find something like this, like in the wild or something. So let's just find some Darkest Dungeon enemies, and we're going to analyze what they were doing good, what they were doing wrong. So let me just showcase it to you. Okay, so something broke, and it's gray. I don't know why it's actually gray. Let's refresh the page. Okay, so now it's working properly. So those are the Darkest Dungeon enemies. And let's find something similar to our case. So maybe some, like, I do remember there was a pig that looked similar to what I was making right now. But like the thing about those designs are they are really, really making them look realistic. And as you could see, my alligator isn't really that much realistic. So that's a little bit of a problem. Maybe I should make it a little bit more realistic, just like the thing here. I know what it is. I actually played a little bit of this game, but not like I actually played it through entirely. So maybe it's not even inside the game. Maybe it's some kind of a fan art or something. But I am not really sure. Oh, okay. So there is something really similar. And what I really want to grasp is the shading, how they shaded the thing. Because like, in terms of the shading, it was always my weakest point, and I'm not really comfortable enough to actually do it myself. So I need to search for some references and stuff like that to actually shade it properly. Okay, but they actually didn't shade it like that much. So, if they didn't shade it that much, I am gonna be shading it really much, you know? But let's make I will make a screenshot of it and I will put it beside me, maybe, and like on the screen, so you are going to see this, okay? And I will actually copy, or not, I will actually cut it out from this. I will make it less visible, and I will try to draw over it to make it more like Mike Magnola stuff. Like, we're going to be making it more squarish, so like making more angles inside this line art or something, to make it more believable. So I want this side of the nose to be a little bit bigger, this I want to be like this, and the nose will be like 3/4 of something. So this needs to be bigger, this maybe a little bit smaller, okay? And I don't want this to be too much. Okay, so yeah, and in terms of those things on his back, now look, it looks like a dinosaur, and I don't want it to look like a dinosaur. Maybe I should make them pointier. Or like, let's figure out their eyes first, because like eyes are really important. And okay, so I do want to make them more 3Ds looking, and maybe even like this. Okay, so I will cover that up, maybe like this, and make something like this. I don't know how it looks. Okay, let's leave it at that. And maybe something pointy from this. I don't know if it's necessary. It actually isn't. It actually isn't necessary, but make, okay, something like this. Oh no, there's actually a wrong screen. Sorry. Okay. Now it's good. Sorry. Thanks for the suggestion. Okay, so let's go back to the design. So the eyes are actually going to be really big, and I do need to make them more triangular to actually, maybe there shouldn't be like too close to each other. If I will make this eye from this side like this, because I don't want to make it like look like a moron, you know, because like in all of those Darkest Dungeons design, their eyes are really small or like really angry. Everything is like angry. Maybe that's why they look so creepy. But I really can't do that in our game, because like in Darkest Dungeon you could animate with one side, so they did add a little bit more details on the stuff that they were drawing, and I can't do that because in our game, well, you will have every side to animate, and it's like too much work to draw everything. So I will just have to figure out a way to make them look creepy enough so that they look dangerous and stuff, but still be easy to animate. So maybe let's do this stuff like this, and like this to make it really simple. You won't be able to see this, so it's not really necessary. Okay, so let's make those like really pointy at one side. And maybe let's go back a little. I just make sure you can see. Okay. So maybe let's create some differences, some variables here, and like make them different, because I don't want everything to look too similar, because like it's still the nature. Okay, so let's go back here, maybe do stuff like that, and let's make those textures, let's make those stripes here. Okay, so they should look like this, and the stripes here too should be visible. I don't know if there will be if I will be making those like a line art thing, because if I will make this like a line art, then it will look like a gash in the skin, you know, like this, and I'm not sure I want that. Let's do it right now. Shade it over like this, and let's finish the mouth. And I remember I wanted the mouth to look like really like scowly, like he has some kind of a scowl on his face, but I don't want to make it too clutter, and the eyes does need to be like, I don't know what it's called, but like tired eyes, like those bags under his eyes. Oh, the bags under his eyes. That's the good word. And the thing over here, I need to add some some actual differences and stuff like that. So this will be smaller here, and he'll... Okay, so let's go back to it. Like the underbelly needs to be different, it needs to go here, and maybe add some texture to it. I'm not really sure how to make those stripes on his belly, and I don't know if I will be making them like with a line or just a color, but let's do it like this right now. Here you won't be able to view anything actually because there will be legs. So let's add the teeth and we are done with this sketch. So maybe let's turn it off. Okay, so let's add some simple shading, and the eyes are actually looking good. But I do fear it's really too small. I was hoping it's going to be bigger, and it still doesn't look really like it's creepy enough. Yeah, it does not look scary at all. Yeah, look, it does not look scary at all. But if it's wrong, I wouldn't say it's wrong. It's not looking scary, but it's not wrong too. Okay, so let's do those legs maybe. Okay, I wanted them to be slightly bigger here. Turn it off. Okay, I need to increase the size of my... Okay, and this one needs to be smaller. Okay. Well, and those, let's leave them like they are. Okay, so it actually look more like a Don't Starve than like a Darkest Dungeon or like a Mike Mignola thingy. So maybe let's make it more realistic. But I don't really know if I will be able to animate this stuff. If it will be more realistic, you know? Because the animation is my biggest handicap. If I won't make the design look simple enough, I won't be able to animate it at all, actually. So let's maybe try to add some shading. Let's add some shading to it. Maybe I will figure how to make it look more realistic without changing the actual structure of the image. So maybe add something like this, you know, to make this one looks a little bit more like 3D. And let's figure out the shading of this thing completely, because I don't know if I want to shade it from the bottom, because I still want to be able to see the bottom. But like in every character, like in Darkest Dungeon, you cannot really see the bottom of a character, you know? So maybe I shouldn't make it visible either. And those legs on the, like from the back, there shouldn't be visible too. So like there should be only dark spots, you know? What the fuck happened? Okay, so something like this. Maybe, okay. So I will make this one like a little bit like the belly button, or like the bottom of the character should be a little bit higher here. So then I will be able to actually cover the lowest parts with the shading and leave the rest visible. So here you will have teeth, and teeth of course should be visible, but from this side no. And like yeah, the legs needs to be different. Maybe like this, and I will make it, yeah, still want to make them really simple. Something like that. Maybe make this tail go like this. Okay, so it's a little bit pointier. Maybe add some of this stuff to make them more aggressive, and like add a little bit of shading to those spaces so they're looking. Okay. So let's figure this middle part. How would it be shaded? I need to create some textures with the shading. So the texture of an alligator is like scales, or like something similar to a scale. So maybe let's try to create the scales with the shading. So like going to be something like this, and like if I will go into, maybe let's cover entire thing in black, and then curve every scale by hand, it will be looking more it will be more reliable, and it will actually probably look better. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that actually to here. Maybe let's do those. This and okay. Well, in general, if I will make it clean, it won't be that bad. And I'm actually inclined to leave it like that. But I do need to make sure it's actually bigger, because those legs are looking a little bit too cramped, and like I don't really like how big they are in comparison to the body. Okay, so if I add a little bit more, maybe I should cover it up entirely and like do a little bit of this. Yeah, it looks actually better. Make it a little bit smaller and the body a little bit bigger. And I actually will be fine. We'll make some teeth here. Add some texture here and there, and it will actually look good. And it will be more suited to our game, actually. Yeah, maybe add some more of this stuff. Maybe make this belly a little bit bigger here, so it like looks more like a circle. Yeah, I'm actually satisfied with how it looks. It does not make this look realistic, but still it fits the animation style and it actually serves its purpose. But maybe I should try to do another one and make it look a little bit more realistic, like an actual alligator or something. So let's try it out too. Just for the sake of making sure that this is the best design, I will try to actually figure out the way to make it more realistic. So let's start over and let's actually use only the straight lines. Make the mouth a little bit bigger, nose a little bit smaller. Those more realistic proportions. Okay, and this will... Okay, so let's maybe let's still make it a little bit bigger, because like this is still the head. The head needs to look a little bit bigger. So let's do this, and okay, let's do that like this. Maybe let's cover it up with some shading because I don't want it to be visible. Let's make this stuff like this. Well, no. It actually look... I need to make sure it looks evil. Okay, it does look funny more than anything else, but okay, let's leave it at that. I won't be wasting too much time on it. Okay, so maybe like this. This will add a little bit more. Okay. And let's add those. Oh, actually, I should move it around here so it doesn't interrupt the image above. Okay, so let's actually draw... They still want to have this like huge body. You know, I don't want to resign out of that. And I need to make sure... okay, so let's leave it at that, maybe. And like, let's create the belly button. And I still won't be making a like too big. So maybe like this. And I probably should like... Oh, actually, no. Actually, I still probably do... something like this, because I don't really want to make okay, it's okay, let's leave it at that. So now those claws are like ridges on his skin, the texture or whatever, the dragony stuff on his back. Okay, let's add more teeth. Let's actually end the mouth because I just created the belly button and I forget about it. So add this, here will be the texture. And the eyes are going to be actually white. There will be a lot more texture to it. Maybe I should actually curve it a little bit and like add those. I don't really want to make this too pointy, you know? Oh yes, alligators have longer tails. Oh yes. I'm not really sure if I want to keep that. Like this one is actually fucking huge. And it's actually, it's possibly even better, you know? It's like more realistic and it probably fits the game a little bit more. Because I'm not really sure if I want to. Yeah, so looking like this, and it really will make the design a little bit better. Maybe like that. Create something like this. Add more shading and stuff. And like, if I will fix this, because it actually looks terrible, make it more a little bit like this, you know, because I really like how this thing looks. We actually may have a design that fits our game a little bit better, you know, and it's actually really good. Yeah, it actually is a little bit better, you know. Maybe that's why it looks better. Let's actually shorten it a little bit, because a little bit shorter and more like build it up. Maybe here. No, definitely not. Let's leave this shape. You know, let's leave this shape. It's like, I think this shape adds a little bit, but change this to make it a little bit more upward. And maybe a little bit longer too, like this. So it looks more of like a tail than anything. I will create those. Yeah, because here I used like, did a bigger eye just to actually accentuate how those eyes look. But I don't really need to do that, you know? If I will create like a lot of those black spots around it, like shadows and stuff, like this will look actually really good. And it's probably going to be better than this, because it just fits the game a little bit more, you know? Okay. I don't know. Oh, you actually, the music finished. I need to find a lot more music, because like, it's the second time. Now instead of a pig, now it looks like an alligator ate a pig. Yeah, it's actually supposed to look like this, you know, because it's going to be dangerous alligator that lives on the fucking swamp and eats every fucking thing that comes to its mouth, you know. It's going to be dangerous, so it needs to look like something fucking ate it. Like he actually ate something, you know. It's actually better. It's actually better. I like it much more than the above design, even though I think like design wise the above one is actually better, but I will fix it, you know. I will change it up so it actually looks a little bit more cohesive and like a little bit more proper. So let's maybe do it right away. So to make it a little bit better, I will shorten his mouth, because now we doesn't really need his mouth to be that big, but I need those ridges on his nose to like make it look angry, you know. So like this, and here this shadow, you know. Okay. Yeah, and shit, it does look like a pig nose, you know. How the fuck looks an alligator? How it looks? It's the alligator has an actually like a really pointy, really flat nose. That's why mine look like a fucking pig. Yeah, this is the actual mistake that I made, is I actually made it look like a pig from the face, you know? This nose actually looks bad. It's not really good. I should make it like smaller, but more pointy. Something like this, maybe? Like this is from the side, so So it looks like this, and here are his nostrils. Something like that, maybe. And like if I will actually make it like this and like fix how the bottom looks, it actually may look a little bit more realistic, a little bit better. And now I just need to add, like, if I will add this texture here, maybe add some more ridges on his skin, on his back. Like, you know, this stuff that actually looks like an alligator. And the alligators actually do have like double this stuff, so it like go around of his skin, not really on the back, you know. Yeah, kind of like this. Yeah, because I want it to look beefy, you know. I want to make it look like big ass alligator. And like here, like double the stuff. Okay, and actually on his back there should be those stripes, you know. There should be this thing like this. And like this should be way fucking bigger. Should be way here, because like his belly should be really huge. So like here, even. It looks like a sausage now, honestly. It does not look like a pig, it looks like a sausage. And actually this complicates things a little bit. But let's figure out the legs, because like legs in my case were really simple, and now that I have this, I will need to make them a little bit more complicated, but it won't make the design more complicated. Okay, so I will just use those little fingernails here, and they will be so small that you ain't gonna to be even fucking able to see them in the game. But it will actually add that it will change a lot. You have to give him goofy legs. No, I don't really want to make those legs goofy, because like I need to make the legs as invisible as I can, because like in terms of the animation, this shit will be so fucking hard to animate that if I will make the legs goofy or like really hard to animate, I will have a fucking hard time doing that, you know. And I don't really want to spend a lot of time animating only one side of this character, while I will actually have to create animation for every fucking side of this character, and I will have to draw every fucking side of it. So it will be from the front, so it will be from the back, from one side. And for each and every side, I will have to make every animation that I will decide to put into this character. So I will have to have three. I will have to do three idle animations, 3 walking animations, 3 attack animations, and everything needs to be done by me. So it ain't shortcuts. I have no shortcuts with it, and I need to make sure it will be easy to animate. I cannot make it hard, you know. I cannot do that to myself. Instead of running, he will just barrel roll. Oh shit, but the barrel roll? How do I make it barrel roll? Like, what the fuck? How do I make it happen, you know? because okay, I will explain this later on, but I cannot really do an animation like the traditional animation is out of the question, out of the equation, you know. The only thing that I can do is that I can make a cutout animation, and I am not really imagining doing the barrel roll with the cutout animation. It will be too hard to make, but it's a really good idea, and I should do that, but for something else. Maybe there are some things, I don't know what they are called, but they could do a barrel roll if I'll make them. Like if you played Hollow Knight, in the first location there was those little creatures that were like actually rolling to you instead of walking to you, and I can do those and make the barrel roll, but for now I won't be actually even able to put them in the game because I don't have the locations for them. Yeah, so the barrel roll, really good idea, but not really for this character, not this time. Okay, so let's figure the actual shading of it. So I imagine this to be shaded from, because like where does the light's going to actually be. So he'll going to be lit from the front. So I do have to make okay, so maybe instead of the lighting, actually I should simplify the design a little bit more, because like I still do think that this one is actually too much. This will be better. Yeah, I cannot make it so long. I just need to simplify it even more. So let's try it out again, and let's make it a little bit cleaner, you know. So like let's put more effort into actually cleaning everything out. So like making sure this is going to be proper, and like, you know, because I need to make it 3D. I need to make it look 3D. Like this will be dark, and I actually should probably do it already, because like things like this needs to be done. Shit, I actually, okay. And this one needs to be actually flat, or like this. Yeah, this one looks better already. And I should actually think how it's going to be looking from the... Yeah, and I fucked up the eyes. I can see that now. The eyes are bad. Once again, okay. This, like... No, the tail needs to be... How to do the tail? Okay, so it's going to be like this, like this, like this, like this. Like here, it's going to be maybe like that. No, it actually looks weird. I don't want it like this. Okay, so maybe let's finish the body, and I will figure out the tail later on. So like this, like this. Okay, it actually looks okay. So if it looks like this, then I should do simple tail like this. And here. Okay, now it looks way better. Okay. And like let's actually make it a little bit smaller. And like fix, because I don't need to see this eye. It will be only darkness. Covered in the shadow probably. And I didn't actually finish the mouth. Okay, and this will go like that. Okay, that's actually really good. And I still get to have this big nose, or kind of big nose, because it's like bigger than the rest. The teeth are going to go here. Maybe I should, let's like, yeah, make it a little bit more like this. Okay, and this, the ridges over on his nose. Yeah, I need to make those like the teeth or something. Let's leave it at that actually. And maybe this one should have like huge fucking thing over there. Like this. Maybe make it a little bit more this. I don't know, maybe it should have something like this. Let's leave it like this. And like really small eye. After all, I don't need this eye to be really big. I just need to make it look creepy. Okay, so I do want to make those from every side. So they are going to be covering his whole body, you know, like this. And like I do want to make his skin like really, I don't want to make this texture like really visible. Yeah, so I do need to make sure it shows in the texture. So maybe add a little bit more of those. Like, it'll actually need to be here. On the back, those stripes that I wanted to add, they need to be everywhere because I really like those. So here too, there will be a lot of stripes, and from the inside, from the bottom, you'll have those vertical lines, like making him look a little bit more 3D. Let's turn that off. Okay, so his face looks stupid now because I didn't add any shadows. So let's add some shadows to his face and add those buggy eyes that I wanted to add at the beginning. Okay, so let's add those. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Okay, because I wanna. Oh, okay, so this one should be like this. you should be able to see the ridges here too. So it should be a little bit more like this and like this. And I do think I made it a little bit too big. Like, yeah, I made it a little bit too big for my taste. But I should make it just a little bit more like this. And like you should, okay. Should be able to see the texture. Like, okay, let's make it like this and like this. So it like pops out a little. No, it's like way too fucking big. Why do I make it so big? Like even on the sketch, I made it a little bit smaller. No, actually, I should fill it up real quick. Okay, and then I make. Maybe I should. Maybe my alligator should like have those alienish things on his back, like. Except those. This is actually looking really bad. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't want it to be here. I don't want this. I need to make it simple. Because I outdone myself with this. I don't want to like this. I need to make it simpler. It actually looks even worse. Fuck. Maybe like this. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. So let's just make. I will just make sure that you can hear the music because I'm not really sure. I don't have my headphones on. Okay, so let's figure out the thieves again. It'll be like this. It'll be actually really simple, but I still. Actually, sorry, you probably can hear a lot of those keyboard noise. I'm sorry about it, but I cannot really do anything for now with it. So the thieves actually will be really simple, but they will like come in every direction, just like I initially thought. And I need to make this like a little bit more texturized. Yeah, a little bit more of those scales maybe. Yeah, and the thieves will be like really straight. This is what I actually like. I want those thieves to be really straight, you know? And I know I want to have a lot of gaps in between the mouth and the rest of the body. Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't really know. Let's compare those two. No, actually, no. I will resign from this one. I don't need to compare anything to anything. I will stay with this because I do really want to make it a little bit more realistic, because like it will suit the game a little bit more. I will probably leave those things too, maybe, because like the texture will be done by this, and I will add a little bit more of that too, here and there. So yeah, let's make a little bit more of those. A little bit more of those, and like some stuff here. Sorry, I accidentally. Okay. Like if I'll add the legs. Oh, actually the legs will be really big because of that. No. Now the legs are too big. Yeah, the legs are now really complicated. I overcomplicated everything with this design. So let's make sure it won't happen. Okay, so let's maybe add some stuff from the back too. A little bit of this texture, maybe some stuff like here. Okay, it will be good enough. It will be good enough, but still the legs are too overcomplicated. I don't know how I'll be walking. Yeah, it actually doesn't make sense for me to do that like this, because I won't be able to make him walk. Actually, it will be really goofy. It's like he'll need to walk like this. Actually, maybe it will work. Probably it will work, but I will just need to make it really carefully, like add a little bit more texture. Yeah, I will probably will be able to like pull it off. I will pull it off probably really well. It will take a little bit more time, but it will be good enough. Okay. So let's maybe think. This probably will be close to the final design. I don't think I will be doing much more changes in terms of the structure, because I already changed it a little bit too much from the first drawing that we made. But I do think it's actually better. Maybe with this nose and like the eyes, because the eyes are actually going to be like this. And like, you know, everything will be better because I will be adding more to it. Only texture, maybe like this. I still don't like this nose. I still don't like it that much. Maybe I should just add those claws right here. I like. Okay. So let's think the usability of it, because like legs are okay, but still the mouth is going to need to be open and closed. So let's think how to do that in this case. Probably what I will have to do is I will have to divide the mouth into two pieces, the upper and the lower, and do it like this. And I think if I will cut out this piece, then if I will cut out this piece, let's do some. Okay, I will cut out, this will be the first piece. I will cut it out. Of course, the legs I will cut out too. Each leg will need to be cut out. The body will be different piece altogether. So I will probably create the back leg, so it will be third and the second. And here I will divide the mouth into two pieces. And I will be able to then make it open and make it close. So it's going to look realistic. And then I will be able to make an attack without adding myself too much work. Yeah, because it like needs to open and close. So let's think a little bit what this character or what this enemy will actually be doing when idling, because like I'm not really sure how to make it. Him idle, like he will be getting out of the pond, like doing some dances or whatever. What the fuck? Maybe he will just, you know, stand, walk around a little bit. Maybe let's make them. I don't know if it's going to be too hard, but I would really like to make him stand up on his back legs. It will be really cool to do that. And maybe if he like ate something, it will be cool too. Maybe he will just lay down a little bit. And if because I will probably cut legs even in more pieces. So it will be one piece, the bigger piece will be here, then there will be the middle, and the foot will be here. So it will allow me to actually make the movement really advanced. So it will be really cool, really good. And maybe we'll add some expressions. So if I will actually divide the mouth even more, maybe I should just divide it like this and add some eyes expressions. I don't know if it's not too much. And maybe I shouldn't divide the mouth whatsoever, because if I will divide the mouth, then no, I actually should. I actually should do that. Because if I won't do that, then it will actually be dependent on me actually drawing the stuff. And I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Maybe we'll do a little break, like a 3-5 minutes break. And then I will try to start out with the line art and like cut out of this piece, because I still need to rethink how I will actually cut it out. And the shading, I will need to find some shading resources or like shading references to actually shade this thing. And this is what we're going to be figuring out on the next stream probably, because we are like 2 hours in. It's actually 2.5 hours. So we should wrap this up. So we actually ain't gonna be doing any break. We'll probably finish the stream like this for today and start again tomorrow. And it will be just a better idea. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to finish the stream today. We're going to actually be starting tomorrow from 8:30 like today. And we're going to be finishing this design, and we're going to start a cutout, and probably we're going to start the animation, because today we went really far with actually searching for references and gathering some stuff. It actually took us a lot of time. I will try to find some references for shading on my own, you know. And then what we're going to do is we actually finish the stuff on the stream, you know. We're going to actually finish this stuff on the stream. Yeah. So that's it. So thank you for today, for all of you that will be watching this later on, or like on the VOD. It really means the world to me that you're watching, and really I really want to thank you. I'm really glad that you're here. So like, thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye.